My name is Medha.
I'm Shishta.
Welcome to
More Than Society, our first podcast together.
So last episode we were talking about a very intense topic that happens in India quite often is arranged marriage versus love marriage.
Yeah.
We kind of broke down what's good and bad between each other and now this episode we're going to talk about the modernization part of this commitment between couples.
Yeah.
I think living together is a concept that's very normal. It's very standard in the West. You know, you date, you are a couple, you're official, so that's your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and then people usually what they do is they ask their boyfriend, girlfriend to come and live in together. And it's kind of like a trial to see like how are we living together before we commit to a marriage, you know, because they... Yeah, and then after that is marriage, if so, and sometimes it's not even like that. So it's a very normal concept. So I wanted to ask you, does this concept really exist, or it's just marriage, you know? It's either like, okay, we fell in love, we know each other for a year, we never lived together, but we're gonna get married.
And then live together.
Yeah, and then live together. So it's still like a little bit arrangey, you know? And then arranged marriage is like, we don't even know each other, we're gonna get married, and then get to know
live together. Yes, and then get to know each other.
Yeah. So I think, step up from modernization. Does this concept exist in India?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, it is there, obviously. But people are not very vocal about it, that they are living in together. Secondly, because, kids or like, not kids, but people live with their parents, right?
Right.
Like if they want to get married, if they want to live in together, they need to tell their parents that I have to,
move out,
or move out from here and move in with a girl or a guy.
That's interesting.
But then again, if you are working in another city, then you can definitely, live with your better half, I would say.
Your lover.
Your lover, love your life. But then again, you cannot tell that to your parents.
Oh.
I mean, if they are visiting, one needs to move out. Or they
it's very hush-hush.
It is very hush-hush. Also in India, what people do, I know many. I'm not going to name any. So, what they do, they find apartments. Like a flat in same building, and they live together, but if their parents are there, they just move out.
Very
so this is the concept in India. People are living many people are there who are vocal about it, and their parents also know that they are living in together, but I would say that's not even a majority.
My question is also, my mind is, do you think the ultimate goal of that scenario is that we're gonna obviously get married?
Yes. Even here also it is like the same, like they want to know each other, they want to live in together. Even bahut time hota hai, bahut log hote hain, they are just living in together not to get married.
Right.
They are very clear from their mind that we will not get married, we are just living in together.
Okay. So they do have that, right?
There are few people who are like that. Like for example, a guy is divorced, right, or the girl is divorced and they have a kid from that marriage. They are living in together. I mean, if for example, if I love somebody and he has a kid, I might only live together and he don't want to get married because of his prior experiences.
Right.
So that's also happens here in India.
It depends on the scenarios.
Yes.
But people are still like kind of it's still a new concept. Right.
It is.
But you know what I realized when you said that people usually live with their parents and they're more open to do it if they were like living in another city.
Yeah.
So that is very interesting because in the West, usually people become independent, financially independent, and so they have their apartments, they pay their bills, and now they want like a partner to join their lifestyle, to join their... It's not because you're just living with... Because I guess here it's very family...
It is,
oriented. So I guess they get that taste when they move away from the parents' house, and they get that feeling like, okay, I have everything set up, I have a house, I can make my food. I fell in love with this girl, why don't we do this together? And share these type of tasks, daily tasks, and get to know each other.
Yeah. But I think in India, it is very, as you said, very family-oriented thing, because I just remember Oprah Winfrey once asked Aishwarya Rai that you are still living with your parents. I mean, for Western people, it is a big deal that a person is still living with their parents.
Right.
But as I said, in India, if you talk about living, this is the main cause why people are not living in together, because most of the time their parents are around. Even sometimes, even if they are changing cities and their parents are retired, not working, and they only have that child, they move in with them.
That's true.
Then
that's
there is
true.
no possibility of living in
That's
with
true.
anybody, right? So that's what happens in India about living.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Yeah.
If there are any other things, please comment down कि ये भी हो रहा है, मुझे पता होना चाहिए.
But you know, it's really interesting because I've traveled a lot, but if I come back to my city in Montreal,
Yeah.
I feel really odd being like, okay, well, I'm gonna get another apartment and live by myself, and even though that's what like everyone does, right? And because I like to be the black sheep and I don't like to follow the crowd, I'm very proud. I'm like, yeah, of course, like I have my own space, my own
Yeah.
apartment, but my parents' apartment's right next door. And yeah, I like to eat my mom's cooking food, and I like to talk to my brothers. Like we're still a unit like that,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how it is working in India, and it's nice. It's like I don't know. It's like it's nice. Obviously, it has it's like, I guess, toxic things because
Yeah.
you're so dependent on each other.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I really get along with my family. So, and that's also a reason I was really shy to kind of invite boys too.
Right.
So I had a really high standard. Like, okay, you can only meet my brothers. You know, you gotta be like, I'm not just gonna waste my time altu faltu, right? It's gonna be like someone that's like, and I guess because I'm not so lonely.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true.
so
Because you have family around you.
yeah. So I'm not so lonely, and I think I don't want to like say that, but people are lonely, and and they look for relationships.
They want
to
somebody to
fulfill,
complete.
Yeah, fulfill that void.
Yeah.
And I think the ultimate relationship you're ever gonna have is within yourself.
Definitely. That's very important. I mean, if you're not happy with yourself, if you're not finding peace with yourself, then you cannot find it even with a partner. There will be
Love, arrange,
Yes,
living
nothing.
together.
Nothing will work. Nothing
Yeah,
will work. You
yeah.
should love yourself. So that's what I was about to say, that even in India, you know, people are moving out of their houses. I mean, I know many people whose family are there in that same city, but they have taken an apartment to live alone.
Interesting.
You know, I'm not talking about living here. I'm just talking about them living alone.
Yeah.
And that's what is now trending in India. You know, moving out of your parents' house and living
That you're financially
independently.
sustained, like you
yes.
can like financially sustain
yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, it's weird because even in Canada, I had a job, I was working, I was financially like, but in my head, I was like, why do I want to spend money on rent?
Yeah. Oh, that's what I also feel. Why do I need to spend money on rent?
But I
have
think
my
it depends
family.
on your relationship with your family too.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
a lot of family is very like controlling,
Yeah.
and very like do this, do that.
Yeah.
Why don't you wake up? So if I had that environment, I would
But
not.
don't you think if we had that kind of family, your family will not let you move out of the house?
Yeah, but we're rebels, bro.
Yeah, we
So
are.
we wish to do it still.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Okay. So, what do you think is a view of society on the live-in and the marriage part in Western?
Yeah, so I think I brushed a little bit on it that
Yeah.
living together is kind of like looked at what you do before you get married. And I find that this is a very Western thing to do. But like I have some friends that are from Egypt or other Eastern countries, and they look at it as like, you're gonna ruin the jazz fun parts of living. Like if you live in together before marriage, like what is the point of marriage? Because you already got to get to know each other, you already got comfortable, that magic is gone. So like, and I kind of a little bit believe in that, because I feel like that whole like, because you live in together and you get married, I feel like there's not much difference except for the difference that you got a paper from the government.
Yeah.
And for me, that stuff is like, it's kind of like, it's nothing, like nothing changed. You know, you have a party with your friends, and then you get a paper.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the
yeah.
situation is the same. Like, you know, you just come back home, you see your partner, and the only thing you can say is like, oh, I'm married now. But like, I find if you're not living in together, you got to know each other. Like, you get to know each other. You get to know how they are. Like, I feel when people are like, oh, what if he doesn't clean the house? What if he doesn't cook? It's like, you can kind of tell how a person is, no? Through dating or stuff?
I don't think so. Like, I am talking about marriages now, not living.
Yeah.
Like, even if you are in talking terms for, say, 6 months, and then you get married, the courtship period is 6 months, then also you don't exactly get to know about a person unless you live with the person. That's a reality. Trust me. I mean, you can never understand a person if you are over calls or you're just meeting for a few hours. and that's what I feel is negative thing, because as I said, people always show you the best part of them
Right.
if you are not living with them, right? And if you are living with them, you know them 24/7, you are looking at them, right? You have thousands of scenarios building up in that relationship which you have to fight over, right? So
right.
you know how the person can react during that situation. So that's what I feel living in is important. And even if you say that there is a spark in arranged marriage, you get to know each other, but
Or
for
just
how
like
long?
marriage before, like living together, like not living together,
Yeah.
marriage.
Yeah.
And then
No, but tell me, how many years it will take to get to know a person? 2 years, 3 years, then what after that?
I think it depends on the age and the level of maturity you have also.
But see, as you said, in arranged marriage, you get you don't know person, then there is like marriage, then you start getting to know a person, there is a spark and everything. And in live-in or in love marriage, it is not like that, right? Because you already know a person.
No, I'm talking about not arranged marriage. I'm talking about most like love marriage and living together.
Oh, as in marriage and live-in,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
see,
yeah.
even if you are in, like, if you are going for a marriage, this spark will be there only for 1 or 2 years, right? Then though you know the person, then it's same to square one, which is happening in live-in.
Yeah.
But I feel live-in में आपको ज़्यादा पता होता है and chances divorce के कम होते हैं. That's why I appreciate living in. You get to know a person, and even if you have to move out of that relationship, it's easy.
Right.
There's no societal pressure. Nobody is coming to you saying, "Oh, you're divorced." No. It's not
Yeah.
there. It's your will to move out of the relationship.
But I feel like it still hurts. Like you
Oh,
spend
obviously.
a lot of time. It's like not like marriage. I guess you're right. It is harder because you have to get the paperwork done, right? But living together, there's no paperwork.
It's also the stigma attached to it. No,
Right, in
there is
India,
a stamp on you that you are divorced. In live-in, there is no stamping on you.
Right.
You are free
But
to
it is
move.
during.
During, yeah, it is during. Yeah, definitely, it is during. But after that, nobody knows, right? Nobody
No,
cares.
right.
Even if you are going to get married to somebody, you can't say, "Oh, I just got divorced." No. Or live-in में breakup हुआ है. बस that's
I
it.
just moved my apartment.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. But
Right.
if you are divorced and you are trying to get married again, then there is a stamp attached to it. Oh, she's a divorcee. Let's find a divorcee guy in India. I'm talking about, or it goes like that. Only.
That's true. That's
so
true.
that's what I.
There's
feel.
a big stigma.
Yeah,
of-
that's the view of a society. And if I talk about live-in, a view of a society in India, I feel people are still not open about it. People think जैसे पहले love marriage को लेके था. Oh my God, it's a love marriage.
Yes.
Same goes with
yeah,
live-in.
obviously, I think it's going to change in the next 5 years for sure.
Let's see.
I think
Let's
so.
see.
I think it's going to be the same concept.
Yeah, because it's gonna be us who are telling our kids, बेटा साथ में रह लो, देख लो हो पाएगा कि नहीं.
क्या पता पागल निकले. But
Yeah, that's so true.
also, I think it's because it's going to be linked to freedom
Yeah.
and choice, which is caused by financial freedom. So
Yeah.
when a human is men or women
Yeah.
are financially independent, they want their freedom because now they're relying less on family and stuff. But for me, this is what makes me a bit sad. It's just because it's like just because you make money doesn't mean you stop kind of caring for your family. Doesn't mean that family is not important because then it shows that you only cared because you were relying on them. You only lived with them because you were dependent. Like how about be independent? How about make a career? But don't say ciao mom and dad, I'm gonna like do my thing. It's like have that again. I'm gonna come back to communicate, have that understanding, be open-minded because there's so much. Like you don't feel so lonely if you have that support. You don't feel that you have a void because once you go out from your house, you're doing your independent thing. You want a girlfriend. You want to live in together. It's there's like guidance. We're a community,
right.
and like it's really easy and nice if you have family supporting you in that way too. You know. And telling you like, oh yeah, the girl is nice, she got along. Oh, I don't know how I feel because they grew up with you, they know you, you know. And letting go of just that because you're financially independent, I think that's the toxic part of modernization, which I don't want Indians to let go and forget about and follow West so much. Because honestly, this whole dating scenario in the West is causing people to just go after next, like start like, oh no, this person, you know what, he's lazy, doesn't even clean the house, which I understand is frustrating, but they don't have the patience to be like, this makes me mad, like how about we compromise, how about we do this. It's like, no, on to the next. Start dating, boyfriend, girlfriend, living together. No, start dating, da-da-da. And it's just like there's no sense of, okay, you know, let's make it. Obviously, that does exist. There is that sense. But most of the time, people are
always ready to jump out of
Yeah.
the relationship and go to next.
Yeah, because they want something perfect.
Yeah.
And there's no such thing as perfection.
Yeah, they don't want to communicate.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. That's
and
true.
I'm saying the reason why, like, living together and you want, before like getting married, you lose that like spark is because when you have that spark, you're like, okay, we're married. Let's try to live in together. Let's try to see what are you about. Are you good at doing dishes? Am I good in this shit? Because you have the love, right? You have the love. So don't you want to be the best version of yourself for your lover? Like,
I agree on that part, but still somehow, if I talk about Indian conditioning, you know, brain conditioning, then people are like, शादी हो गई है, हमें ज़रूरत नहीं है spark लाने की.
Right.
You know, so I am only talking about Indian scenario. तो ये जो spark आता है ना कि ओ मैं क्यों बर्तन धो, you know,
Right.
that. So that is the problem. So people need to understand that communication is really important. And even if you are married in an arranged marriage scenario, you need
arrange
to,
or love or anything.
whatever it
yeah.
is, you need to work together
Right.
to make the relationship work. Be it live-in, be it marriage, whatever
Yeah,
it is.
exactly.
So it always works like that.
Yeah.
And as you have started talking about the financial stability, I feel in live-in there is always this 50-50 scenario where both the partners put in
living
some,
together. Before yes.
before marriage. But after marriage in India, it is always like that, you know, the guy needs to do it. It's-
Provide.
They need to provide. They need to do certain things. They need to give money to the household items. Like if somebody wants to buy groceries, then man needs to pay for that. So that's how finances are in you know, marriage.
Yes, it's true actually. And I have like two thoughts now.
Uh-huh.
Like speaking of financial freedom, you know what I've noticed also, like even though the girl is working
Yeah.
in India, when she gets married, she stops working. And she's like totally reliant on her husband, and the husband likes to, like, well, I don't know if he likes to, but he provides for her.
I don't know if he likes to.
Because then but then there's really rare that both couples work. I mean, I think there is more and more now compared to before. So what is the situation when both couples work in arranged marriage?
Okay.
Like, do they both break, like they have to, like because I grew up with my parents both working, and and they were arranged marriage. So what I've seen is that they both really work together. So it's like a pool, right? Everything is divided. Like even when we cook, my dad and my mom and my dad, they cook. That my dad cuts the vegetables, and my mom she said it. She's like, I don't like cutting the vegetable. He's like, fine, I'll do it because I don't mind, and you cook because I don't like cooking. Like you have the touch, you know. And so they divide all these tasks like that, and just like that, and it just seamlessly happens. And that's what I grew up watching. Like maybe they're not gonna be like, I love you, sweetie, I got you flowers. Like maybe not that Hollywood style, but they have that like respect for each other,
right? And
they understand what's the strength and weakness of both of the partners, you know.
Love can not only be bringing flowers. Love is this also, you know, chopping vegetables while somebody is cooking.
Yeah, but they both work.
Yeah. That's how love works, right? So even that, if I talk about financial, same happens in live-in. Like both, you know, give the money like 50-50 or whatever their deal is. Like if they are earning certain amount,
they have a shared bank account.
Yeah, certain bank, so certain money they are you know, getting, and they put like, I'll put 30%, you put 80%.
Okay,
that's how it will work. But in arranged marriages or marriages, I feel there is nothing like that.
Yeah.
So a man is always providing. Woman, wo apna jo whatever she is earning, she will, you know, spend it on herself, maybe on a little bit on the house or something, but it's not like 50-50 always. That's what I have seen in arranged marriages or marriages in India. That's how it works.
Interesting.
Now it's changing, and now everybody is like आधा, but it is there. ये चला आ रहा है, तो ये हमारे दिमाग में, क्योंकि मैंने भी देखा है ना, मेरे मॉम डैड का ऐसे ही है. My mom is housewife. तो मेरे पापा की जो सैलरी आती थी, पापा ऑलवेज गिव इट टू मॉम. पहले महीने के पहले तारीख को, राइट, वो पूरी सैलरी मॉम के पास होती थी. पापा नीड्स टू आस्क कि अच्छा इतने पैसे दे दो, और you know, that's how it worked. And that's what I have seen. So I grew up like that, and I think मैं भी ऐसे ही करना चाहूंगी आगे जाके. But now that I'm working, so maybe मेरे पैसे तुम्हारे पैसे भी मेरे पैसे, you know. I would like to work like that.
No, I think for me it's gonna be like 1 + 1. They say it's 11.
11, yeah.
So it's like I'm gonna work, you're gonna work, and we're gonna pull this together and make it like even more.
Yeah.
And like no two people are the same, right? And I feel like usually couples are attracted to the opposite of them. You know, opposites attract.
Yeah.
So I feel like with communication, you guys, like, people can really leverage this. And I think that if a woman is working, like, I have a friend in Canada, she's from Poland, and her mom doesn't work.
Yeah.
So the dad does everything. And then my friend would be like, you know, Medha, you're really lucky that your mom works, because she's related to the world now. You know, she's not just stuck at home with her old views, thinking, okay, no, she's out in the world. She's participating. She's checking what's going on. And she's bringing back that home. You know, she's still a mother, but a progressive mother.
Right.
You know, and it's not about just, finance and stuff. It's about really your mind and contributing to the society. You know, and I think that when the kids watch that, it's like respectable. It's like, okay, yeah, it doesn't matter what sex you are.
Yeah.
You have to contribute, you have to create.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow, that's like two different perspectives. मैंने भी काफी कुछ सीखा जो तुमने बताया. I think Western culture से हमें काफी चीजें I learned a lot from this culture, because अब यहाँ पे क्योंकि change हो रहा है ना, तो we also need to work like that. But as I said, conditioning कहाँ जाएगी?
Right,
जैसा मैं देखती आ रही हूँ, मैं वैसे ही सोचती हूँ.
It is very attractive.
It is, yeah, it's different, but it's really nice, I feel, yeah. So, okay. Is there anything else we need to cover? Alright, so that's what we think about marriages and live-in. I'm sure you must be having different other theories about the same. And I would like to, we would like to know
really
about
like
it.
to know what you think
yes,
about
definitely.
this.
Please comment down and let us know what do you think about live-in, and what do you think about marriages, and what do you think is good for our society. I mean, आप भी इसी society का part हो, तो I would like to know कि what do you feel, कि क्या ज़्यादा better है.
And like, would you living together, do you think it's scary? Do you think it's because of family pressure or society, or it's something that you never thought about? So please comment below. And if you have more questions to ask us that you thought that we could work on more, please comment and let us know how you feel. That's the whole reason why we kind of started this podcast.
Because we wanted to know about the views.
Yeah.
It's our views, and
it's our views.
It's not actually meant to hurt anybody. It's just what we think. So thank you so much for watching till now. And if you haven't subscribed us yet, please go ahead and subscribe us, follow us, and like this video. Here is the link, and also there is a link in the description box. Thank you so much. Bye bye.